Okay.
All right. So for those of you all who are listening to the replay, we are talking about SMART goals today. That's the assignment today. All right, go ahead, Mel.
Yeah, so I literally just was jotting down like what's important to me for August, and I realized how not specific. Um, so I'm already seriously. SMART is a really good acronym to remember because I usually just put like big ideas. So I'm learning that, you know, the devil's in the details, as they
Mhm,
say, and I'm not getting specific. So I wrote things like new house, new
mhm,
resident, my old houses,
mhm.
connect. I wrote a date, August 25th, new board members too. So it's like I know that I like to lean on big picture,
Mhm,
but since I'm the sole person
mhm.
running this program, that's not sustainable. And so, yeah, I'm using those big bullets to kind of narrow it down and be specific. Like, what is it about New House that
Mhm.
I want to take care of in August? Um, so I'm wondering if a specific goal for August for the new house um, would be routine and structure. I don't know if that's too vague also.
Yeah, let's go to the um all right, let's go to the first one. Let's go to the first goal you have.
Okay.
The first goal that you have is tell me what the first one you jotted down is.
So new house. So I was thinking my goal for August is making sure that routine and structure is set and clear for the residents.
So what I would do is something like the policies and procedures are in place by August 3rd. The room assignments or how those are going to be done are done by August 5th, right? Very specific, timely, by when. Um, Possibly putting in place the tour or the follow-up of the thank yous for the open house for the new house by August 9th. So now you're calendaring the things that need to be done and completed by when. You know what I'm saying? Those by whens are your triggers to what's the priority? What are the things that I need to do first? What needs to be created to accomplish those things? Okay. If it's we need to have linen purchased, or if we need to have signs up, if we, whatever it is that is going to be the detail of action that needs to happen, put it by when. What's the specific, timely, realistic date? Am I making sense in what I'm saying?
Yes.
And some of those things may require other people, right? So it might be tell so and so on Thursday that we need this by Saturday. And then you go back on Saturday to say, okay, was it done? Is it done? Is it on the way being done? Did the person that I delegated this to, are they doing their part? And I think that sometimes when we don't get specific, we don't integrate opportunities for delegation, right? Because we've just got, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. I got to get this done. And in some cases, we can really delegate some of this stuff if we had it planned out in enough time, right? If we were able to pass those tasks on and say, I'm giving this to you. Can you have this done by Thursday? Specific by Thursday. What are your thoughts about what I'm saying?
That being specific about the dates are important. I feel like I skim over that and say things like this week
Mm-hmm.
or, I need to get more specific. And like another friend in our group, like I struggle with ADHD as well. And so for me, I am constantly like have timers.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say 45 minutes, that rang true to me because I put a
Mm-hmm.
timer for everything
Mm-hmm.
because I know that I can just kind of lose track. And so smart is something that I've struggled with.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you say, for me to get the policies and procedures in place by August 3rd,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, that's clear. I'm telling you, you say the most common sense things, and I don't know why I'm like Eureka. But but I will say that because you've experienced this and you've been in the field for so long, you know how scrambled and cloudy it can get in here because
Yeah.
obviously there's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So I appreciate you being consistent and telling us exactly. Someone, Veronica said that you simplify the process.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, because you're right. We do have these blinders on and we want to go, go, go. And you're just this voice that's just like 5 minutes, smart, you're the president. These
Mm-hmm.
are things that like I'm saying to myself all day, Jen. So I really appreciate that. I will break it down. I mean, what is the difference between measurable, achievable, realistic? Like they kind of
So
jumble up the
specific
same.
and measurable is um you might say we want to have, instead of saying we want to fill the house, measurable might be we want to get three new people in the house by every week. So measurable is a number, it's something that's specific
Just
when it needs to be, right? Like in your situation today, we want to have the furniture delivered, measurable. We want to have the couch delivered. We want to have the table delivered. We want to have the refrigerator. Those are the things that we are expecting to show up, right? So
want to
it
have four
gives
people helping.
exactly
So
four people
numbers.
helping, unpacking, putting things away. We need two people to do this. We need three people to do that. That helps you to manage your time and expectations, right? Many times we set plans, but we don't really have an expectation of what it's going to look like when it's finished. We just think, oh, yeah, well, I'll write a grant, write a grant every week. But we don't think about, well, I got to research the grant first. Do I have all the information? So on Monday, I need to do the research. On Tuesday, I need to do the research and find at least two grant applications. On Tuesday, I need to review the applications to see, do we have all the information? Again, 45 minutes at a time. On Wednesday, I need to do we have the background information? Do we have the budget information? By Friday, I now have two proposals ready to be submitted. But if I don't have that, I just keep pushing it off day by day. Let me do that tomorrow. 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 And then we get down 2 months, 4 months, 6 months more. And now all these things are piling up because we weren't specific, timely, realistic, even in getting all the work that needs to get done. And the truth is this, the work is not going away. It's only going to increase. And I learned this when I was wearing all the hats, you know. I thank God that I just thank God I didn't go into this from a passion standpoint. I'm just glad that I went into it from this is my job, and I have to do my job. And so my heart, I don't know if that's the right word, but
Pity.
my mindset about this whole thing is there's a lot of work in any job. Every job has a lot of work. I had to I had to manage my time because I was leading the organization. I had departments, I had meetings, I had the board. I mean, I had to do all these things. And I had to just prioritize. I had to blot out, okay, I need 30 minutes to do this. I need 45 minutes to do this. I need to, when can I fit this meeting in? And I honestly believe that when these smartphones came around, it just made us dumb. It made us dumb and crazy and disorganized. Because when I had it on a calendar on my desk, I could look at my calendar and I would say, you got 30 minutes between this and that. You got to hurry up and get it done. Right. So I just think that we have to be accountable to our goals. Our goals are, if they're realistic, they can be done. They can be done. Yeah.
So achievable, I feel like achievable and realistic are cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So achievable
So
in
achievable
that
by whom?
example,
Yeah, timely, what is it going to take to achieve it? Right? It's achievable. Do I do it? Do I delegate to it? You can put your own flair on achievable, but is it realistic? If someone says, well, Jen, I want to raise $50,000 between now and the end of the year. That could only be realistic if you have the relationships with the people of where that money is going to come from. You have the time to build those relationships, right? You have the ask. You know what you need the money for to be able to communicate. So the realistic of the $50,000 is only realistic if um the measurable piece is, do I have 50 people who can give $1,000? Do I have the number of people needed to come up with this money? The money is not the problem. It's, do I have the other things that's going to make that realistic? Am I making sense what I'm saying?
yes.
And so when people say, well, Jen, I want to do a gala. People are doing galas, Jen. I want to do a gala. I'm like, honey, gala costs money. Gala's not free. Gala says you got to have the money to pay for the gala. And then you got to have the people in the room to help you recoup what you paid and to reach your goal. So then that means I've got to have sponsors. I got to fill the room. How many people? What's the ticket price? Those are the measurable things to help that realistic goal happen. It's not just the what I want to do. It's the, do I have the people? Do I have the resource? Do I have the connection? Thinking through the strategy of it. Because I think a lot of people, I even think when people start a nonprofit, they have no idea what's involved. They didn't set any goals. They didn't set any idea other than, this is the program I want to do. Not even, how many people are we going to serve? How much is this going to cost? How often are we going to do it? What are we going to do with the people after they finish the program? They just, and I believe that these smart things that we've relied on to think for us have caused us to not be as critical and productive, honestly. That's my opinion. But again, I was doing it before all these smart things. So I see the difference. And I think the biggest challenge that nonprofit leaders have is not being strategic. They just are not thinking strategically. Yeah. But I want you all to know that your goals are within reach if you are doing the work about specific. What is it specifically that we want to do? Now, then who's involved? Is it, how do I communicate that to my board members, right? That if I'm going to have something that requires money, what am I communicating to my board? What am I communicating to my board? What is their role in helping? How do we communicate to our donors and funders? What is our messaging? Those things that are specific and measurable, right? I need 3 emails going out every week. I need the board members to send out this announcement or that one. I need whatever those details are. The devil's in the details. Whatever the details are to help us get it done, I think is what's usually missing. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
it is the details. It is the details. I know that's what I'm lacking. Like I said, I lean more towards big picture. And this is the first time I'm actually doing something completely alone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to having like a sidekick,
Mm-hmm.
partner, whatever you want to call it, who would balance me out. And so I have to balance myself out now. And that's a big reason why I joined this group, because I needed the encouragement, the support. I needed a psychic. Again, even if it was just for advice, even if it was for just to bounce thoughts back and forth. And I think that part of the amazing part of this group is that we're all in different places. We all have different experiences. So that's super valuable. But thank you for just diving in a little deeper with Smart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that it also with the SMART goals, it helps us to help others help us. Because if we're not clear about what we want to have done and by when, we're not able to ask for help. Because I don't even know what to tell them. I don't even know how to direct them. I don't even know how to engage them in what I need because it's not clear to me. And that's where many people then take on everything for themselves. Oh, I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything. I'm like, no, if you have goals for the next month, specific, measurable, achievable, then you should be able to bring people in and say, listen, I need this done by Thursday. I need this done by Friday. I need this done by next week. Bring it back to me when it's done so that I can meet my ultimate time date in 2 weeks. But if we don't have it mapped out, we can't turn the map over to somebody else and ask for help. And they're like, I don't know how to help you. I don't know how to help you. You're like, I need help. I need help. I need help. And they're like, to do what? I got all these things. I got all these things I got to do. I got all these things I got to do. And they're like, well, what do you need me to do? But because we don't know what we need to be done, it's hard to turn it over to somebody else because we haven't mapped it out. We haven't created the vision. Okay.
I
All
think
right.
there's a lot of power in mapping it out,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just taking that time. Again, I have a lot of things going on today, but I decided, I decided, it's my
Mm-hmm.
power, right?
Mm-hmm.
To take a second, slow it down, join us here, get a coffee, get a bagel, and map out the rest of my day, even with all these challenges. Um, so I have been there. I've been that person to say, hey, help, because I have relationships. People show up, and then they're like, what's next? And I'm like, just help me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, I see how confusing that could be for anyone. And I want my helpers to come back and help me and not, be discouraged by, okay, when we show up for Mel, she doesn't have a plan
It's
for
really
us. Like,
disorganized and it's not a good experience for them. They're like, I showed up to help, but there's nothing
right.
for me to do. And that's because we haven't mapped it out, you know? So listen, I want you guys to continue to work on this. All right. I want you all to take this information, work on it. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Maybe you don't have the whole month of June mapped out, but maybe you have the first week or the first 2 weeks. I just want you to get in the practice of getting it out of your head. Because the more we put into our head, right? I got to do this. 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 Oh my gosh, this came up unexpectedly. Now, all these things are running around in our head, and we're trying to figure out, well, let me just do what I can do. But we may not be really doing the things that could help get more done if we were more intentional and strategic. And again, 45 minutes. Just take 45 minutes and think, what do I need to do for the next week? Do that one today for the next week today. Tomorrow, 45 minutes. What do I need to do for the next week? Looking at what I'm doing for the first week, what do I need to do to add to that, um, grow that, whatever for the next week? Just being very present and intentional with your vision. If the vision is not plain, no one can carry it with you. Your board can't, your donors can't. Now you're like, I don't even know what to say to my donors. Oh my gosh, I missed it. I should have told them this. I should have sent this. I should have taken this video. Oh my gosh, I could have used this. And it's because we weren't intentional. Am I right or no? Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Okay.
And
So
also, it feels good when you map it
huh?
out. It also feels good when you map it out because I have actually done that, and it feels good. It feels like a well-oiled machine.
You
It
feel
feels
like you're
like,
in
oh,
control. You feel like, okay, I'm not, the stress isn't what it needs to be. It doesn't need to be stressful. I mean, work is work, right? Work is work. But listen, I thought this job is not going to kill me. That's what I know. This job is not going to kill me. It's not going to kill me. And thankfully, I had done most of it, right? I had done the grant writing. I had done the fundraising. I had done the donor relations. And I could do all of that. I knew the job. So when I became the president and the executive director, I said, okay, this could take me 30 minutes. This could take me 40 minutes. This could take me 50 minutes. And I could take a break and take an hour lunch, or I could walk around because I'm like, all right, I got all the plates are spinning. All the plates are in control, right? Now, when one crashes, I'm like, okay, this is running. This is running. Let me take time to stop, pick this mess up, and get this thing back up and spinning again. But it wasn't like all of them were crashing and burning and spinning. And I'm trying to get them up, and I'm just like crazy. I couldn't work like that. I just couldn't. And be an effective leader and be an effective communicator. I could not work in, I just can't work in chaos like that. And I was a person that, was a person of color, and the people that were working for me didn't look like me. So I could not come in there disorganized, manic, crazy, cranky, because I was having to help them with their issues too. So I had to put together a plan, and that was mapping out what needs to be done, who can do it, who do I delegate to. One person can't build a house. I have to know who else do I need to help me carry this house. Because if anything happened to me, the house has to keep going. If it's all in our head, anything happens to us, it's over. Everybody's like, I don't know what she was doing. I don't know what she had going on. Nope, I don't know. That's not good. Okay. All right. Any
Is
other?
it maybe that? Yeah. Hey, it's
Hey,
Bella.
hey, Bella.
Hey, I have a question. Is it, is that why we may feel overwhelmed? Because it's like we trying to put these pieces to the puzzle together, like by ourselves. Cause it's like some days I go into it and I'm like, my mind is going a mile a minute. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, how could I do this? How could I do that? How could I do this? And I think for me, it's just taking everything and just putting it together, just mapping it together.
Mm-hmm. And not being overwhelmed by that. That's why I say 45 minutes. It may not be 45 minutes at one time,
Got it.
but just taking the time, 15 minutes, what do I need to brain dump? 15 minutes, what do I need to brain dump? The last 15
Mm-hmm.
minutes, how do I put this together? and then go on to the next thing.
Got it.
Right? Revisit it the next day. Okay, does this make sense? Did I meet all the smart specific stuff? Okay, then let me start the next one. I don't want any of this to feel like, oh my God, there's something else I got to do. No, I want you to feel like I'm doing what I need to be doing, and it's going to give me the greatest result. Activity is not impact. Activity is not impact. But the
You always say
activities
that.
that we do, are they intentional and impactful to what else we need to do? That doesn't just apply in the program phase. That just applies across the board in all of our actions. We're decision makers. We're running program. We have responsibilities for this and for that. Our job is just to make sure that it's all done, but it's done right. To the right is our ability, as opposed to I did this, now I got to start all over. Oh man, I started this, now I got to start all over. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, it always does.
By the way, you know exactly what to repeat. I just want to say, you know exactly what to repeat. Because every time I hear you say something, I write it down. And then it's just that you keep on saying it. I'm like, oh, yay, I'm taking notes the right way.
Yeah.
Because activity is not impact. And I think it's so, and I think that comes from the passion part, Ms. Jen. I think I so consumed with activity from time to time. And I'm like, wait, this is but a fun thing, but a nice thing. And I need to be thinking bigger and deeper, you know? And so, yeah, thanks for those reminders. The repetitiveness, I love it. I love it. I don't care who does it, but my brain needs to hear it more than once. So
That is
Right.
how we learn. That is how we learn when we're in school, when we're learning how to read, when we're learning anything, and they say, what is this color? And you're like, we just did this color yesterday. I just want to make sure you know this color. What is this shape? It's the repetition that sticks. It's the repetition that sticks. Yeah, it's the repetition that sticks. So y'all got this. Y'all got this. Y'all got this. Okay. All right. Let's see. Veronica, are you all right? You said that you're not feeling poorly. May I have to go to the hospital
I
soon?
I I've been having some challenges over the weekend and yesterday. I because I have a lung disease and see I'm out of breath trying to talk right now. But it's gonna be better. I just need a reset. And I think my pulmonologist will she actually said I may need to hospitalize you. So, but I'm okay. I mean, I'm just happy to be alive and be here. But I do have an appointment on the 15th. So if she decides to hospitalize me, it'll probably be around that time if I'm missing.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Well, listen, you have the replays, you have the videos, you have us praying for you
Yes,
and
ma'am.
believing complete healing for you as well.
Thank you. Now I'll take my laptop with me if I'm hospitalized so I can keep up.
Okay. And listen, if
Oh,
you have questions while you're laying there and questions come to mind, you shoot me the questions and I'll make sure to cover them during our sessions, okay? So
yes, ma'am.
if there's an area where you're like, "Jen, I need this or this," you send it to me and during the recording time, I'll be happy to respond. So you
Thank
can
you.
be engaged in as a part as you can. But you have us thinking about you, praying for you, and believing in your strength and your recovering and overcoming this.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, dear heart. You're welcome, dear heart. All right. Anybody else have any thoughts, any observations?
Ms. Jen, I'm wondering, I'm sorry if this is off topic. I'm just wondering. So again, I feel like I'm in a situation where I'm definitely trying solo right now. What are some ways to acquire the additional? So I'll tell you so far, because I work with schools, universities, I've tapped into like campus ministry, again, because we're a religious organization, and so I've tapped into campus ministry, and I get help from time to time from students, the volunteers, what they do. Um, about outside, or what would be your suggestion to that
Possibly
extent?
some interns or some volunteers that might be able to help you, right? There are some interns that are in the area of um, marketing, possibly in the area of um, social media and branding, right? You could partner possibly with the school and ask those students as a class assignment to take your organization on to create a marketing plan for you. That happens all the time. Um, Possibly someone in the area of administrative help, helping you to do the letters, do the emails, someone who is um, you could ask for a donation or a donor to pay for a VA as a contribution. A VA, you could get a VA for probably, I don't know, off Fiverr. You could probably get one to help map out, your activities. You could use some Trello, Trello as a project management tool that you could use for your 45 minutes. Now this is what I think ChatGPT is really good at, is that as you put in your activities of what you need to do, ask ChatGPT, tell me how to break this down. Tell me how to break down the time and da 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 da. And it might be able to help you time chunk. I don't know if chunk is the right word, but that's what I'm thinking about. Help you to manage being aware, particularly if you're a person that can be alerted by an alarm. And if you're the person that follows time, right? Like that, you're like, okay, I got 30 minutes, I got 30 minutes. But um, I think for you, getting it out of your head, all the things that you need to do and all the things that are going, um, getting some type of assistance of managing time would be very beneficial for you. I see it. Get out of my yeah. Yeah.
Mind reader. If
Yeah.
you're listening, I just showed her what I wrote in my notes, and it's exactly get it out of my head. So I can't say it enough. I really can't. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, you said something. You said VA, like V like Victor.
Like a virtual assistant, a VA.
Okay.
VAs are they come in different forms. When I very, very first started my business and I was doing everything, and I think that I took it on because that's what I used to do in my job. I was doing everything. But then I thought my time is important to me, that if I step away, I don't want to feel like I can't take a day, I can't do this, or this won't get done. So I got a VA. And I got a VA for like $4 or $5 an hour. I needed them for maybe 5 hours a day. I'm like, it's worth the $20 not to have to deal with it. Um, so yeah, a VA could be helpful, with organizing your emails, um, with responding to emails, that to me it was worth. I'm like, take this $20, please. Take this $20 and do this for me. And it made me the ones it gave me more time to be more productive. It gave me more time to be more productive. And I was able actually to make more money because I wasn't tied to do the tedious things that were taking a lot of time. So yeah, that might be helpful. Okay. I work with them virtually. Um, I'm happy to share. I'll have to look it up because it's been several years. I'll look it up. I'll look it up and share with you all the site. I'll share with you the site. No problem. I don't mind. I don't mind. I just have to It's been several years now. I know they exist, and I do share that information. I've shared it. I don't know. I might have shared it with somebody a couple years ago, a leader who was saying, I don't have time. I don't have time. I'm like, girl, get you some help. Get you some help so that you can be more productive. So let me look it up. I don't know. I can't remember it off topic, but I'll go back through my emails and I'll find it. And I don't mind sharing with y'all. Not at all. Okay. And it allowed me to go on vacation. I mean, when I was able to bring somebody on to do the work that I couldn't, I was like, whatever you charge, I'm taking it. But it wasn't expensive and it was worth every dime to me. It was worth every dime. So yeah. Okay. Any other questions? I done knocked over my mic. Any other questions? All right, you guys. So I am going to be in Las Vegas. I'm doing a 3-day executive leadership mastermind in Vegas, where I'm bringing everybody in for us to put together plans, strategies, budgets, da 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 da. You guys are here. You all don't necessarily need it because you guys have me every day. But if you know someone that could benefit from it, um, let them know. And then I'm giving them a month, 30 days of sitting into this space to get the ongoing support. I don't think that people appreciate how valuable, from my perspective, this space is. And I want to give them an idea of what it is to feel supported and supported, because that can be very helpful when you need it, right? So, anyhow. All right. Any other questions? Any other thoughts? Okay. Tomorrow, we will um finish up on the conversation about goals. I want to talk about um action plans as we are planning for September, which is the last month of the quarter. I want us to start thinking about um Giving Tuesday. I want us to start thinking further ahead also, because what's going to make our fourth quarter successful is the work that we do in this quarter. Now, I know it's all work, but if any of you have supported or participated in Giving Tuesday, if any of you have, I want to start revisiting what worked, what didn't work for that as we go into August. It won't happen this week, but I just want you to start thinking about, the fourth quarter is coming up, what happens in the fourth quarter, and things like that. I want you to get in the practice of, I got to manage what's in front of me today, but I also have to have a vision for what's coming up. Okay. So we'll go over a little bit of that tomorrow. All right. You guys stick into today, 45 minutes, 45 minutes, 45 minutes. Mel, your furniture is going to be fine. It's going to be delivered. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be great. It may be a little delayed and not the way you thought, but it's going to be just perfect. Okay. It's going to be great. Take pictures, take lots of pictures, videos, also, even oh, I can't believe this happened. Take a picture and make that a story, make that a part of the life of a nonprofit. You just never know what you're going to run into, but these are the things we just got to press through. Turn it into some type of conversation that brings it into the commitment of the work, with the challenges. It can be very useful for you. Okay.
Thank you for that. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. All right. Lady Veronica, we're praying for you. We're thinking about you. Lady Bella, keep going, keep going. I know you're at work. And for those of you all that are listening in on the replay, I will see you all tomorrow. All right. Have a great day, y'all.